You know, sometimes it's just good to stop. Stopping is awfully difficult to do, isn't it? There's that chitter-chatter in the mind saying, well, these are the things we've got to do, or these are the things we have done, but just coming to this ever-present moment of now. But coming to this ever-present moment of now requires a lot of concentration. Letting go of the chitter-chatter in the mind, projecting ahead of time, or looking back to how things were, this requires a good deal of calm. So, how do we go about calm? Well, breathing, I think, is the first thing to bear in mind. To breathe. As we breathe in, the belly gets bigger. As we breathe out, the belly gets flatter. In bigger, and out flatter. Usually when we're agitated, we're breathing all up here. Up here we're agitated, down here we meditate. I think Barack Obama was said to have practiced yoga 15 minutes in the morning at the White House, and then 15 minutes in the afternoon, and there's a good deal of calm that comes out of that. So it's back to breathing. What does breathing mean? Well, if you remember the drawings of the respiratory system when you were at school, you'd see the drawings of the lungs there. If you remember, to breathe in is to inspire, and to breathe out is to expire. You inspire, you expire. But these words have different meanings, don't they? We say, oh dearie me, I'm so sorry to tell you, dear old grandma, she's expired, she's breathed her last. And we also say, what an inspirational person she is. How inspiring, what an inspirational guy. Why are they inspiring? Because they are breathing as nature intended. To expire means, of course, to die. And to inspire, if you're inspiring yourself physiologically, then of course you're going to inspire others. I saw my children's very first breath, and I saw my father's last breath. To breathe is everything. If you're breathing, you're inspiring. You can change hearts and minds just with your breath. There is the habitual response to things, you know. We go on our phone, or we go onto our iPad or our tablet, and we look in the media, and it tells us how to do things. You know, you should be taller, you should be shorter, you should be blacker, whiter, you should be camper, you should be, I don't know, gayer or straighter. And it's always about them trying to sell you something, you know. And there's this sense of, well, you know, you are not good enough. Well, let me tell you, you are enough. But if we get dragged down into the habitual way of being, where things are repetitive and known and function in this rather controlled way, and I'm not saying habit's wrong. Look, I put my trousers on, I brush my teeth. There's a habit. Habits are sometimes very good. But if we're locked into them, then the structure becomes stricture. Right over here we've got something else. Over here we've got nature, we've got spontaneity. Look, you know, you don't see an imperfect cloud or an imperfect tree growing. It just grooves around in a rather jazz-like fashion. So the natural and organic way of behaving is, I think, often overlooked and out of favour in terms of our education, certainly in the UK and in America. Over here we've got the structured, the known, the habitual, the conformist, the habitat. Everything is known, you know, weights and measures and straight lines and all in most of our education system. And over here we've got something which is more groovy, you know. This is the way the apple tree apples, this is the way the clouds move about in the sky, and none of them are imperfect. We've got jazz, we've got abstract expressionism, we've got a playful way to be, which is awfully difficult to mark in our system. So over here we've got the habitual, and over here we've got the natural. Surely the idea is to bring the two together, so that the habitual, the structured, the formal, the known, also complements and delights in the unknown, the spontaneity, the finding out, and the natural. So in that way we create conditions in ourselves and others for a much more rigorous, joyful, and successful outcome. Let me ask you a question. How does our planet spin? It goes round and round, but how does it turn? Well now, might it be too far-fetched to suppose that you're doing it? That you yourself are spinning the planet? Let me explain. So, let us suppose that we're standing on a big ball, like a big beach ball. Well, we are standing on a ball. Well, let's have a ball. And this ball, if we stand here, if we drill right through the ball here, down, 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 we'd get to the other side of the world, whatever that is from you. And we're on this big ball. It goes out that way, it goes out that way, it goes round and round and round, and we're standing on top of it. And if this is the ball and this is you, then we're walking. But let's suppose we're not walking, that we're dragging the possible future towards the ever-present now. Let me explain. So here I am, and I'm walking towards you. Look, here I am, and you see me at my height, such as it is. So now, rather than me walking towards you, I'm going to be where I am, and I'm going to spin the planet, standing in one spot, and draw towards me this future, i.e. you, right there, at this time. So watch out, I'm not walking towards you, I'm bringing you towards me. Maybe you see a difference. If we're racing to get someplace, to an audition, to an interview or something like that, and we're really wanting to get there, we'll arrive all hot and sweaty. But if we instead do just what I did, be in the ever-present now, and draw the future that we want in any aspect of our life towards us, and there we are, always present, always now. And if we're present, we have presence. And if we have presence, we can make a little present of ourselves. Hello, how can I help you?